What up, what up, what up? Jeremy Marquez, J Marqeting. We call you close. Power prospecting. We are live. We are direct. We are getting ready to rock, roll, whatever we do out here. When I say we, I mean me. You guys know that. And if you follow me, you know I've been doing these types of live sessions for over 5 years now. But it's not what I do to make my bread and butter, okay? Now I help with these. I hope that the videos and the content that I put out there does more than just help me. Because that's the main reason I'm going to be selfish, and I'm going to be transparent about my selfishness with these videos that I put out, guys. Since being independent and being self-employed for the last going on 6 years, I've had to be creative and figure out ways to keep myself motivated, to avoid burnout, to create community when I clearly work by myself and have to be self-motivated on a daily basis, right? I don't have a sales manager motivating me daily. I don't have a team around me and a sales chart to chase to try to be the top of. I don't have that. So I've created a community online, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, other platforms, to have a community to be able to interact with my peers that I can help, hopefully, just get better, because it helps me get better when I do these sessions. Little green monster, green machine, whatever you want to call it. It's green and it's going in me. All that foam is nasty, but that's what the good stuff is. And of course, a little Java. Do not laugh at my dollar store cups. All right, let's see here. Where we at? So, a little housekeeping. And when I say housekeeping, I mean this is when I might start pitching you guys some services, when I might start talking to you about some classes or things where I'm going to be doing that I want you to be part of. Okay. So, if you're on Facebook, you should see in the stream links to the group that I would like for you to join. If you're a realtor and you're not in the group, join it. It's a public group, and it's from my public training program. If you guys have questions on that, I'm open for that. For those of you that are want to dig in and invest in yourselves a little bit, starting tomorrow and every Wednesday, I'm going to start doing a weekly paid training on Facebook. Okay, we're talking $10 for a month long, 4-week training. Okay, if you can't invest that in yourself and me for what I'm doing here, see you later. Okay, or just skip it, whatever. Either way, I'm putting that out there, and I'd love for you guys to be part of it. I've never really done anything where I paid for, where you guys pay on the front end like this. But hey, let's see where you're at. Let's see where I'm at. Okay. Other than that, right now with We Call You Close, we have SoCal. Okay, I'm working SoCal with Carl. You guys know that. That means NorCal is open. That means the Central Standard Time Zone is wide open. That means the East Coast is wide open. If you're a realtor, an investor, an agent, a broker, a team leader, one of the above or all of it, I'm available. If you guys need somebody on your team to start cold calling consistently, daily, calling new leads, following up, nurturing leads, following up with them until they're ready to meet with you, that's what I do, okay? I'm not a one-and-done call ISA, VEA, assistant. That's not how I roll. Because the way that you pay me, I'm mostly vested on that deal as well. I get paid the service to keep me going. However, I mostly get my bread and butter when you close deals. So what does that mean? I need to be producing quality, okay? I'm not raising my hand and saying, hey, look at me, I just set an appointment, because appointments don't get me paid. Appointments don't get me paid. Appointments don't get you paid. Closed transactions is what gets us paid, guys, okay? So on the front end, I'm on the front end here of this campaign. Of course, clients I work with, they're not going all in with me. I don't work with realtors, brokers, investors that are just investing in me. They need to have their poles in other waters as well. They need to be doing this, that. I'm just one pole in the water for you, right? So if you're thinking about hiring me or a service like mine, do not put all of your eggs in one basket, guys. You have to be doing different things. All right. So if you're on Facebook, you get a view of what's up, TQ. You get a view of the Mojo platform. I've been doing that now. So if you're on Instagram or if you're watching on YouTube, pop over to Facebook. It's a different experience. You get to see the Mojo platform and then me in the corner just kind of giving you insight as I maneuver through the Mojo platform. And if you use Red X or if you use Vulcan 7 or Call Tools or Zoho or anything like that, and if you want to see what Mojo looks like, that's a good reason to go over to Facebook and just watch the live stream over there or pop it up on another tab. You know what I mean? Anyhow, let's get logged in. So when you log into Mojo, if you got the expired listings, and I'll show you over here on IG if you want to peep it out. Look at this. So when you first log in, it tells you what it did for you for the day. All right. So what it did for me is new leads delivered, 23 expired, 17 withdrawn, 34 cancels. Existing leads updated today. Off market to active, that's 24. So what does that tell me right there? Off market to active. What does that tell you? Off market to active, 24. That means the leads that I'm calling, 24 of them went from either canceled, withdrawn, or expired to active. Somebody got that listing. Either the past agent or a new agent got that listing. 24 of them. I didn't. My team didn't. Somebody did. Does that make sense? And then one active to off market. Okay. What's up, Herman? That's been a while, sir. How are you? All right. So, like I said, if you guys are on IG and you want to get the platform view of Mojo as I go through and I'm making calls, hop over to Facebook. So it gives me that. It gives me the information when I first log in. So I have an idea of what I have for the day to work with. All right. So order of priority on data. You guys know me. And if you've done training with me and if you watch my stuff, the priority first is going to be what? What's it going to be, TQ? What do we call first, guys? I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to answer this. If you have for sale by owners, if you have for rent by owners, if you have geo leads, if you have expired listings, if you have canceled listings, what should be your priority lead source that you should call every morning first? I mean, or what do I recommend? TQ, you should know this, and I'm pretty sure you do this too. New expireds. That a boy. Why? Because the numbers I just broke down. Mojo just told me that 24 of my expired listings in my database just yesterday. Thank you, Herman. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So, and if you guys are on YouTube or Facebook over here, hop over to IG. These guys are with it. Hang out with TQ and Herman. So, why do we call expireds first? Because yesterday, guys, 24 went from off market to active in this MLS, 24. All right. You want to be the first one calling. You're right. Let's talk about that for a little bit. I love the interaction today, guys. Why do we want to be one of the first people to talk to these new expireds? Because statistics show that most expired listings do relist. And when they do relist, they don't relist with the same realtor. Why? That realtor already had it. They already had 6 months. And especially in this market, even if it was the seller's fault, because a lot of times in this market, guys, it's going to be the seller's fault because they're out of their mind or the property or whatever. But guys, unfortunately, Tommy, Herman, all of you guys get the blame because you're the one representing the listing, right? Right. So we call those first, guys, because we know that they're going to convert. That's why we allow ourselves to get beat up. That's why we allow ourselves to go through the people who are pissed off, hang up on us, cuss us out, because we know that if we keep pushing and if we stay positive, we're going to find people. We're going to find a few. We're going to find a few people that will want to talk to us, that do need our help, that will be able to convert into an appointment, that will be able to convert into a new listing, get it back on the open market, help them get their property sold, and we create a lifelong client with these expireds. Why are they lifelong clients? Expired listings are going to be your favorite. They're going to be your best clients because you did the impossible. You did what the other agent and nobody else could do. Now they love you. Tommy, Herman, how many referrals have you guys gotten from expireds that you converted? These guys are you probably can't get rid of these guys. They're like your fan club now, right? I bet you. All right. So you guys get it. We call expired listings first. And you don't have to call all your expired listings. Don't spend a bunch of time on it, but you want to call all of your new stuff, okay? You want to call all of your new stuff and maybe some of your stuff from the last few weeks, right? It just depends on the little. You all have to have your own system within the system that I help. You know, I'm help painting the lines, right? And you guys have to create your own system within that system. All right, so put the skip tracer on. On all the new leads, we do like to run the skip tracer because you never know what data the skip tracer helps you find. Mojo has it. It's only $40 a month. It's unlimited. You can use it over and over and over. And so it scrubs all public records extra thick. All the tax records, all the title records, extra thick. So it's always finding, and I'll give you an example of what it does right now. I think, Herman, you know because you use Mojo. Okay, so here are your results. 245 submitted. So I submitted all of the expireds. Incomplete or missing addresses, 1. Contact skip trace, 244. New property details found, 29 new details found. 21 new names found. 7 new phone numbers found. 11 emails found. And 10 added to the do not call. So that right there is huge, guys. $40 every month, unlimited, gives me that, okay? Now, here's one thing I want you guys to keep in mind. I personally am going to be rolling out my own custom skip tracing software, my own custom CRM stuff. I have some developers that I'm going to be partnering with in the coming months to develop tools based off of how I use things. We're going to build systems for you guys to use based off of how I do things. Just stay tuned and be with me on this, and it's going to be something huge, but it's kind of in the works. Skip tracing tools, cold calling, dialer tools, platforms, CRMs, things like that. Branded. Okay. Let's see what you said here. It's a win working with expired. Not only has the property been tested in the market, but then when you come in and successfully sell it, you're the hero of the town. You're right, dude. The deal I think about is your Fairfield one of the very first ones that you got. You're the hero, right? How many listings did you get out of that listing, right? Probably a few, and probably more to come over time if you're doing it right. Because every few months, you should be touching those neighborhoods. Every few months, you should be touching those neighborhoods with calls or mailers to refresh them with who you are. So that way, if they're doing something, they keep you in mind. Because just because you spoke to them one time and you had a good relationship, 6 months later, they may have forgot about you. They may have spoke to somebody else. So you got to keep contacting your people. Even if you've never done a deal with them, they're still your people, especially after you're the hero of the town. One more and another one in the works. That's right. My dude. If you guys are considering doing some training with me, talk to TQ. He's a perfect example. He was in the business about 8-9 months and getting ready to throw in the towel. And he found me, and I helped him show him a different way of generating business. And 2021, he's going to do over 20 transactions. Shout out to TQ. And everybody out there is doing similar stuff. But I know TQ's story because we talk a lot. And I'm saying TQ, I mean Tommy Quinn. And that's genuine love, man. Straight up. All right. So we can turn on our dialing filters. So what that means is I want to call all of the expired listings from 11/1. So I'm going to put that on there. It gives me the option to do reverse date. So that would mean I would call the old ones first. But I don't want to call the old ones first. I want to call the new ones first. Okay, so I can choose that too. Now it tells me I have 120 numbers to call. One love, bro. Let's see what else you say. I gotta take this off pin because it's messing up my view. All right. Let's get into some calls, yeah? All right. So 603. So what I usually do, this is what I personally do because I like this way of doing it, is I use Google Voice, and I'm going to use it on my browser. So I take the phone number that the dialer gives me, and if you use RedX, you have an option of using the phone number, or you can just dial off the browser. I always do the phone number. Right, we're logged in, ready to rock. Let me look. We're 15 minutes into the live. 15 minutes of commercials and bullshitting. Hopefully you guys, were able to stick through that. Now we're going to get into it. I'll make sure to put into the summary when I do the replay and I post it that if you want to see the action, skip ahead about 10 minutes. All right, I'm just checking all platforms, make sure we have any comments. I'm getting on them. Okay. One huge thing we have to check ourselves every time we start dialing. Mind frame. What is the mindset? Not our mindset, but we need to understand the mindset of the leads we're calling. We're calling Aspire listings, right? What do we know? We know most likely they're going to relist. We know most likely they're not going to relist with the past agent. We know most likely that they're frustrated because the property didn't sell. We know most likely they're frustrated because the plans they had didn't work. We know most likely they're frustrated because everybody's calling now, which is why it's important to call early. So that's what we have to assume. However, we also have to expect them not to be angry. We have to go into every call with the mindset that they need our help, even if they're you-know-whats. Good morning. Can I speak to Asi? You don't want to sell your house anymore? Let's call him back. What do you think, TQ? Call him back? I say call him back. We're calling him back. Let me turn the audio on a little bit better for you guys. I'm trying to turn that Bluetooth on, but I'm trying to do all these different things at once. Give me a second. For some reason, my VPN turned on and is screwing everything up. All right, so if you guys are on Instagram, pop over to Facebook at some point and check out the event that we've been talking about. A few of you guys are going to have access already. And Herman, if you want access, bro, hit me up on the DM. I got a seat for you. I think we got disconnected. And listen, I know you're getting a lot of calls this morning, and it's frustrating about your property that didn't sell. I'm with John Hart Real Estate. I work with Carl Marquez. We'd like to talk to you about what we would do to get it sold for top dollar. If you still want to get it sold, just give me a call back, 818-538-9015. That's all we can do, right? And then we'll catch him back on when I go through him again tonight. Maybe we'll get him on the phone then. Maybe not. Maybe he'll tell me to screw off again. Maybe not. Maybe one thing I'm rolling out as well is I'll get my VA to call him. What I'm going to start doing, and I'm tossing this around with some of my data for my campaigns, I'm going to have a team that I'm building out. Okay, some mostly VAs like ISAs. Hello, Alejandro. Jeremy Marquez with John Hart Real Estate. I know you're pissed off because everybody's calling about the property right now, but I was calling to see if you still wanted to sell it. And I know I'm probably number 15 to call you this morning about the property. However, we had some buyers who were looking in the area at about that price point with John Hart. So that's why I'm calling to set up a time to talk to our team leader, Carl. Well, you're the owner, right? My boss, Carl, a Marqueting, he would like to talk to you about what our buyers are looking for to see if it's a good fit and then set up a time to meet from there. Would you open to have a conversation with him? I see. I completely understand. Would it be okay just to keep in contact and when you're ready, have a conversation? Where are you guys moving to? Oh, you're going to be in the area still? Okay. Well, would it be okay to send you my information so you know who I am and then call you back in a month? I have the Alejandro underscore Garcia underscore 83 at Hotmail. Is that the right email? Yeah? I'm curious, when you had it listed for 138 days, did you get any reasonable offers or nothing in the ballpark? Ah, so you could have sold if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures. You guys did a great job with it. Uh-huh. Ah, okay. Well, I'm Jeremy Marquez. Okay. I'm Jeremy Marquez. I'll send you my info so you have it, and let me know if you need any help moving. I can come by and lift heavy boxes. Just kidding. Or maybe, who knows? I'll talk to you in a month. Have a good day. So, she didn't agree to anything, but why am I going? Because, guys, that's a warm lead. She is going to relist that property, okay? We have an opportunity. So what we're going to do, proper follow-up, proper note-taking, proper email, proper text, so she has all of our contact info like we promised, right? Sorry, buddy, I don't know who you are. You constantly are trying to come into my lives, and it's not going to happen. So take off. Okay, so questions, comments, or anything on that? Maybe how I should handle it differently? There's a few things I would have done differently. I referred to Carl as my boss, okay? Sometimes I might be a little bit off-putting. He has hired me to make calls, but really, preference, I should refer to him as my partner or my associate or something like that, right? The reason I do my boss, I am purposely trying to belittle myself. I am trying to take myself out of the equation because I really am calling for Carl, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and take proper notes. right, so I would consider that a hot lead. So Mojo allows for a follow-up. So the follow-up, so she said a month, but guess what? We want to start following up in a couple of weeks, because even if she don't answer, if we're just touching bases, fine. That's all we need, right? Because we said we would, so we're going to. And we're going to do it on Tuesday, and we're going to do it around the same time every time. And I'm going to set it for reoccurring, so that way if I don't get a hold of her, I'm following up. Facebook Live just ended. Sometimes it's so glitchy, it just doesn't end. All right, so that's nothing. Well, that's a good call, right? And you notice how after I started talking to her, I started digging in a little bit. Caliber's trying to call me, and I can't talk to them right now. Can you reach out to them? Okay. Mojo has so I call it a hot sheet, because what you can do is you can send all of the lead information and the notes you took. It creates a PDF. We'll email it over to you. I like stuff like that, guys, because stuff like that, what does it do for somebody who's in my role, right? It optimizes my time. So the more solutions that I can find technology-wise that optimize my time, I'm all over that, because the more time that I have to call and the less time doing admin crap, the better. All right? I'm not an administrative assistant. I'm a sales assistant. So I'm going to go in, and even tasks like this, I would love to get to a point where I can just delegate. Okay, I take my notes and I pop off the email, and then automatically, either by technology or by my Filipino assistant, we'll go into my system, download the recorded call, download the hot sheet, email that over to my client, take care of the admin stuff. Because that's 5-10 minutes out of my day that I could be back on the phone making calls, which allows for more dials and more conversations and more appointments, right? Where I can pay somebody $3 an hour to do 2 hours a day. It's worth it to me, because it takes me out of the admin stuff and back into the sales, which is where I need to be. back into where my direct money making roles. Okay, so realtors that hire me, that's what they're doing. They're getting out of their own way by delegating tasks that don't necessarily make sense for them to be doing, like cold calling. So they hire me. Perfect example of me taking some of my own medicine. Just a spoonful of sugar. Make the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down. So now what I do is then I'll just go ahead and forward that hot sheet over to my client, whoever it may be. Then now they have all the lead information, they have my notes, and then they have the recorded call. I've also added an extra step to that feature, which I'll discuss in my training. So I not only, this is something new I'm rolling out, am able to train and teach and coach you guys how to cold call. But this is going to be a huge value. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who aren't realtors, who are good on the phone, who are good sales savvy folks who want to do something on their own, right? I'm developing a training which will teach you how to do what I did from the very start of starting J Marqeting and building out a client base and building a VA business, an ISA business to support yourself and be able to break away from the corporate world. And so I'm rolling that out. Right now it's just on a one-on-one type thing, but I'll roll it out on a group level as well. So basically I'll just teach you guys all the secrets and stuff that I did to save you guys time, to give you guys a jump start of starting a business like mine. Now, I'm not rich, but I haven't had to go get a job and work for somebody else in almost 6 years. So I've been able to create a similar, if not more, income, more than what I would have made if I was working for somebody else in a typical sales role, like I had been doing my entire life, okay? So eventually this will blow up. When I'm ready to pull the trigger and blow this thing up, it will. And I'm going to get out of the way, and that's where I'm going to start selling property myself. And this business that you guys are experiencing right now, making calls, I'll be basically managing it compared to in the trenches doing the services, right? So all this stuff, all this content that I'm developing, all these trainings, things like that, this is stuff that's all going to be eventually used to scale out what we're doing here. You know, I'm going to have dozens of VAs, little mini-me's, ISAs, who are calling my clients. I trained them. They're following my process, my system, step by step, from the way that we take notes, right? From basic stuff like that, like taking notes, to the way that I want them to inform me of new leads, to what we say, things like that. Hey, Carl, I just spoke to the seller, Alejandra. She is going to sell. She wants to talk to you in about a month. The reason why a month is because they are moving right now down the road. They don't want to deal with this right now until they're out. So in a month, they will relist and will be open to talking to you about it. Take a look at it. 3 million plus. It's a good opportunity. Welcome to the stream. We're making live calls. Just had a decent call with a $3 million expired listing. Forwarding that on to my client. And then we're going to get back on the dialer and keep making calls. So that was off of a new expired. That listing just expired today. She does want to sell. She was open to talking to us. She just doesn't want to deal with it right now because they're in the process of moving. They decided they were going to go ahead and move, and then they're going to get it back on the market. $3 million. It's worth following up just to see how we can help. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna restart the dialer, continue calling the expires that I haven't spoke to yet. Got about 15 of them. These are from yesterday and today. So I'm just gonna restart the dialer, and if it's not broke, we're not gonna fix it, right? So we just had a great call. I just forwarded that on to my client. That job is done there. Now it's just time to get back on the dialer and just keep going, right? That's what you do. When you have a good call, guys, you don't want to take too long celebrating it, right? Because you're on a roll. Whatever you're doing, it's clicking. So you want to do what you can to minimize time in between calling. So you get back on the phone as quickly as you can, if possible. All right, here we go. Welcome to the stream if you're just tuning in. Oh, Herman, you're back? Okay, awesome. Did you get a chance to hear that call? Just calling back. I'm sorry, where did I call? I apologize, I have the wrong number. On to the next. So she just laughed at me. She's like, what an idiot. Feedback, things I could have done differently. Hello, Margarita. Audio check. If you guys are on YouTube, thumbs up, please. Same as if you guys can give me some hearts. If you guys can hear the audio just fine on Instagram. Also, if you're on IG, if you hit that question mark button, it creates a Q&A session. What does that mean? It doesn't mean much for you, but it helps me. So if you could, Herman, hit that question mark button. Just ask me a random question, like where did I get my, or something, like, or what platform. So it will create a Q&A. So when other people are on their IG and they see that on the stories that I'm live, it will say Q&A instead of live. Let's test that out. Or not. So again, we're calling all of the new expired listings. Hello. all of the new expired listings above 800,000. So they were listed for more than 800,000. They came off the market yesterday or today. So I'm calling because I know that it's a high probability that these people will relist. Oh, thanks for asking, Herman. I'd love for you to be part of it. And if you like, I can set you up with an invite. So I'm rolling out something new. It's a month-long weekly training program. It's prospecting, relevant prospecting in 2021. So I noticed a lot of things in our industry, and I wouldn't consider myself in the same realm as some of the trainers and coaches out there like Kevin Ward, or as our late fallen friend, Barino, right? I wouldn't consider myself at that level as a trainer because that's not what I do. I cold call for realtors, and then I do videos to help you guys get better. However, one thing I'm noticing in the industry, a lot of my counterparts out there that I'm friends with, they're training you guys to do what they did to have success years ago, okay? Or in markets that really aren't relevant to markets like yours. So my training, and that's not the main topic. Oh, look what I'm doing differently than my counterparts. No. But the biggest difference in this training is going to be relevant training in 2021 and beyond. Hello, Ellen? So, as you guys know, I stay in my lane, meaning I only train you guys to do and show you guys how to do what I'm doing now. Not what I did before, not what I think might work in the future, but what I'm doing right now, what's working right now. So as an example, that call that I just had with Alejandra, maybe I'll do a training breaking down that call. So we'll listen to that call and we'll pick it apart. And you guys can ask questions. So it's going to be in a Facebook group training setting, like a class setting. And I have a maximum of 40 seats, okay? There's already 3 or 4, and it's not going to be probably sold out. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, get your seats. It's going to be sold out, guys, because that's not how my trainings work. I'm not this isn't something I'm going to pressure anybody into do. I have a month-long training starting tomorrow. I'm charging $9.99, gives you access to 4 weeks of trainings. You'll get access to the replays to watch back whenever you want. You'll be able to connect and network with other realtors in the training. From there, my goal is to continue it on every single month with different topics that we'll cover, as well as as well as some personal training. So for those of you that are in the program, we'll discuss your numbers currently. How are things going? And so we won't just talk about broad topics like a classroom setting. I will get specific and personal with you too, just do some personal stuff as well. Every week we'll have like a general topic, of course, but then we'll get specifics as well. And I'll say, so Herman, let's do a screen share. Let's look at your platform. Let's see how many. Let's look at numbers. And then I'll say, hey, is there anything specifically that in regards to this topic? Let's listen to one of your calls. Let's break it down. Let's see how we can help. And so this is really going to give you guys a taste of what it would be like to work with me in my actual training one-on-one. So for those of you that are interested, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, send me a message. I'll send you guys a link to the event, and yeah, you can join. Pretty simple. Let me see here. Let me see if I can drop a link here. I think I got you on Facebook, right? Thanks for asking, though. I'm gonna send you a link right now. And then we'll switch targets because I called all the new expireds. So it's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific, so 4 o'clock Eastern. And you should have an invite. Let me just double check, Herman. as long as you didn't block me on Facebook. Oh, there you are. Nope, I'm going to get you an invite right now. It's going to come from J Marqeting, though. Hey, Antonio. What's up, man? We're just making calls and talking trash, hanging out. Thanks for joining the stream. We were just talking about the training that I'm going to start doing tomorrow. It's a month-long training program. All right, check your invites, Herman. You should have one. Give me a moment, and then we'll get back on the dialer. So we just went through all the new expireds. We had created one warm lead with a $3 million listing. Let's call the cancels and do the same thing. So somebody that's in the on Instagram or YouTube, let's just give you about 30 seconds. Please define the difference. While I set this up, go ahead and give us your definition of the difference between an expired listing and a canceled or withdrawn. And it could be different in every MLS. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to call the canceleds from yesterday and today. Transmit backs. But if you guys want information on the training that starts tomorrow, if you're on Instagram, just shoot me a DM. I got you. And I'm going to go ahead and put it over here on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you should already have it. So Hi, this is Jeremy with John Hart Real Estate. I had a question about the property that you were selling and you took off the market. If you can give us a call back at 818-538-9015. I never leave messages because I don't really care if they listen to my message. I just want them to call back. So far this morning, we're at about 50 dials in this campaign. I average about 200 dials per day per campaign. So when I have a full boat, so if I have 3 or 4 campaigns going, the max I can do is about 4. I'm making 1,000, 1,500 dials every day. So that's what it takes, guys. If it takes me 2 hours or 10 hours, right? My clients are paying me for they're paying me for results. Results. They're paying for interested property owners. Property owners that are interested in speaking to a professional about getting their property sold. That's what my clients are paying me for. So I need to make sure that I'm providing. Reputation is everything in this business, you guys. I need to be very careful with every step I make if I want to be around. And here's the thing. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. So I'm able to navigate and maneuver through this industry just fine. I've been doing this, guys, since I've been working with realtors on this side since 2011. So 10 years now, going over 10 years of experience of working directly with you guys. When I say you guys, I mean real estate agents, brokers, investors. I have experience in working with you guys. Now I have even more experience in on the phone making calls. I've been doing that since I was 16. I'm 39 now, going on 40. And so do the math. Why would somebody like myself continue to do something like a telemarketing role, a cold? Why? That's what you think? Because I enjoy it. I enjoy making these calls. This is fun. This is like logging into Twitch or PS4 or playing games. Like I'm playing a game right now. This is a strategy session. I'm strategizing with this data, how to convert it into warm leads and appointments. That's how I level up. I'm trying to get to the next level right now by setting an appointment. Once I set an appointment, woo, leveled up, drink some coffee, move to the next. That's what I do all day, every day. We are going to wrap this live up here soon. I like to keep the live sessions about an hour. If you guys are watching, we had a good call about halfway through the session, $3 million listing that we're going to continue to follow up with until she's ready to meet. Hopefully in a few weeks, as long as we play our cards right. And that doesn't mean that we're going to get the listing. It means that she's open to talking to us to see what we would do to get it sold. That's all we want. We want the door open, and it is. So I'm going to let these numbers roll through, and once the dialer pauses, we'll do some housekeeping stuff and wrap this session up. Instagram, Tommy, Herman, everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the interaction. Make sure you check out the replay. Make sure you check out the training tomorrow. If you want information on it, hit me up on the DM or on Facebook, because that's where the training will be.